Hello and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Devils of the West. Last time you have all just followed a trail of attenuate and bank carts leading you to the outskirts of Harper, South Carolina. Big, beautiful southern city. War-torn a bit, but seems to have recovered fairly well.
I'm the world's best tracker.
You've done a pretty solid job. You
haven't killed any sheriffs here.
You're the worst witch alive.
No, but I have technically killed the mayor.
Hey, I shot his dick off. It evens out.
Why do you guys get mad about me shooting a sheriff if you kill the mayor?
Because the mayor was...
The sheriff wasn't putting him an experience on shield. The mayor, or the sheriff was doing his job. I also, the mayor was doing his job.
Damn, I really have no idea what mayors do.
The sheriff was just doing his job.
Really, it's just an indictment of the public education system.
It's a metaphor.
Hey,
It's symbolism.
the bogus medical pavilion, if that wasn't obvious.
Come on, you get it, evil juice guy.
Can we stop to point out what we found? Because you were
Oh,
I
right.
appreciate so. There is an episode of South Park where there's like a little medical clinic, and in the background, see a little sign that says
The medical clinic of bogus.
Yeah, medical clinic of bogus.
Which means that the bogus medical pavilion at some point expands into a full-on
South Park universe.
Yeah.
And South Park Universe is part of it, which would explain a lot of shit that goes down.
When are we gonna fight
Explain-
Mecha Streisand?
It explains why Jesus is there.
Thank
Okay,
God
anyway.
I'm using my version of the devil, not South Park's. It'd be some very different interactions.
A giant red gay man.
So you got like dopamine fuck ups.
Alright. You guys outside Harper.
Outside Harper.
Okay, now
Well, we can ask around about the wagons.
Mm-hmm.
We can ask around about a fellow named Hodges. Seems to have a British accent, carry a fancy gun on his hip.
Got a bowler hat.
I mean,
It's pretty
we're out east. A lot of people wear bowler hats.
Yeah, it's fair.
Where exactly do tracks stop? It's like
They get into the town is
They go
like
into town.
called. It's like actual roads. This is a city.
it's like Saint
this
Denis.
is the civilized.
This is Saint Denis. You're in. Yeah.
So
We ain't finding the
there's
devil here.
city ladies here.
What was that?
There's
He's
city
everywhere.
Oh, there's city ladies, all right.
Now the question
I mean,
is,
your track record with city ladies,
All right.
50-50.
Step
And
one.
them trying to murder your ass.
I'm being murdered.
That was what I was
Or is it 100%?
It's 100%.
It's
Yeah.
100% of trying to
Sea
murder your
ladies.
ass.
Grimes loves sea ladies, but sea ladies do not love Grimes.
I still love them.
All right. Step one. Let's
50-50 on them actually sleeping with you. 100% of them trying to kill you.
Step one. Let's find a hotel first, so we all know where to meet back up.
well, step one, are you two coming with us?
Yeah.
I'll risk it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't think the ranger's out this way, unless he's following us. So he should be fine at least until he arrives. Depends on how well trained our police force is.
If that ranger catches up with us, then you have my permission to shoot him.
I'm
You don't
growing
have-
out
you don't
my
have my
beard
permission.
because there's no point now for me shaving. They already know my face, so there's stubble.
Okay, start to come back.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is
I
me.
shave it, and well, he's a
My,
No.
you
If
only need a
touch
really
me in my
you only need a really
I'll
basic
kill you.
description of me to pick me out of the crowd.
You're pretty hard to miss.
Like shaved head or something.
We tried that before. We talked about it.
Her hair's still growing in real weird.
What if we like make you a fake
Use some
eyeball and just put it in there or
Sunglasses
something?
or something.
Sunglasses.
Gonna be a
'cause-
blind woman.
Because there's definitely
With a
sunglasses.
sniper rifle.
She's got really good ears.
What if we like just
Sniping by echolocation is the funniest thing. Like you're just like walking through a ravine, and then from above you hear, "Ah!" Oh no, it's her! It's this person holding a gun.
Well, it's like
The guy's head
I
explodes.
think of Hawkeye Goff from
Yeah.
Dark Souls, who's a giant who shoots down a dragon blind. It's pretty cool. technically, the way the dice fall and the way the blind hindrance works, it's technically possible I could.
You could make a blind sniper if you decided to do
It's
that.
just not likely.
All right. So you guys can definitely find a place to kind of set up.
We could like paint a little eyeball somewhere close by your eye.
A crudely drawn eye on your eyelid. You just keep the part closed.
What?
I think
What
you
is
broke
a,
sweater.
What's a hotel room gonna like? Should we just start just paying night by night? I guess. What's
A night room. Just like, are you wanting somewhere with enough space for all of you, or each of you individually?
or just a couple of rooms?
Couple of rooms.
No, we're all bunking beds in the same room.
Yeah.
I'm paying for my own room.
There you go. Yeah, so we'll bunk up.
It'll run you $2 a room
Okay. So we'll do 3 rooms.
$2
for something simple.
I'll pay for one room.
I'll pay for my room.
Jeffers, you mind pitching in?
Yes, because you asked.
Thank you.
Good on you for asking. How
Why
much
do you have so
money I
much
got
money?
over there?
Because you never asked me to pay for it.
Also, he's a businessman.
It's literally just by proximity. It's that I spend my money first, and then I ask Grimes, and then I ask you. And so it's like, obviously these two have the most money left over.
I don't
Just by
know.
proximity to the guy who asks for money.
How do we want to go about this?
Well, I figure we ask around.
Is there like a college or university?
Likely.
It's always the.
What?
Well, I'll
That's
tell
a
you.
two.
Monday.
You missed it. It's church. I am gonna go to the
Kinda Christian
college
party.
and
A bad one.
like just see if I can just
Those are
do
things
some
that-
exploring and be like,
One always
I
fun.
am Professor Bogus.
I mean, you can go to it's like a college, like a full-on college campus. It's large university building here. Oh god. An all-boys university.
At this point in time,
At this point in time, likely.
Yeah, you know from experience of being at the college.
The only
in Hoffman
co-eds
City.
you're going to find got dicks.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like.
That's what you're
I'm
gonna
just
do?
gonna try to explore
Whatever.
like their what is obviously like their science building. Just kind of just see if they.
You'll probably get like questioned if you're. I mean, are you just like trying to walk into it's like lecture halls and stuff? Like it's a school that is actively being run. Students are moving from place to place taking classes. What do you-
I'm gonna look for like a office like to talk with somebody.
Okay, there's probably like a front office to the
Just to
university.
chit chat.
Yeah.
Okay, you can enter into a front desk there. There's a.
How can I help you?
How can I help you?
I'm watching you,
I'm
but
Picking up
southern.
up and down.
watching you.
I'm watching y'all, Wazowski. There's a lady with a big blonde beehive of hair above her head, and she's gonna look up to you. You like, how can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here to see if there's any possibility about getting a tour of your science building. But the name's Professor Bogus.
Are you a student here?
No, I'm from back in Colorado. I'm here traveling out east, but I saw your lovely facility here, and I, being a former lecturer myself in the arts of sciences, I figured I wanted to come take a look at your campus here.
The arts or the sciences?
Shut up.
Arts and or
What do you got
science.
your degree in?
Arts
Arts and sciences?
Oh, you know he has a doctorate in arts and sciences.
Exactly. How do you think I got the name Professor?
I don't.
And a
believe-
minor
I
in
think
Star
I've
Wars
seen
history.
How'd you know?
it. I think you're.
Says, let me see what I can do.
Thank you, Ken.
I'm gonna head for the docks.
Okay?
I'll just go with you, Ed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trouble ought to stick together.
yeah.
I'll go with you guys. That sounds like a good plan.
Were both of you with me?
No.
No, everyone else is going to the docks.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
You're on your own.
we're all going to the dock and looking at fish.
That's the plan. And after a little bit of time, a somewhat bookish-looking lad will come back with her and will be like, hello there, sir. I'm told you're wanting to tour the science rooms.
Yeah, if at all possible.
Come with me. My name's Clyde. Who are you, sir?
Most people just call me Professor Bogus. I reach to shake his hand.
He'll shake your hand. Was that bogus?
Yeah.
Okay, Professor, are you looking to... And he's kind of walking and talking. Are you looking to become faculty here?
I'm just here on vacation out east. I own a museum back in Colorado and just taking some time away. So
you just like come to schools on your vacation?
When there's night.
This kid hasn't slept in 3 days. He's got a paper due this afternoon.
This is his work study job.
He's like, you'd come to a school willingly?
Well, when
the expectations of your family didn't force you.
Well, when I see a campus as nice as this, I feel the need to do some exploring.
Yeah, I suppose it's a nice building. Here's the sciences building. We mostly have, he kind of goes through, it's like, got a couple lecture halls here. The main lab is right over there. And, faculty offices are down the hall that way.
Would it be at all possible to get into the lab here? Just see what y'all working with?
I think there's a class in there right now. Probably shouldn't interrupt it.
Out of character moment, just kicking the door. I am Professor Hodges.
Hodges kicks down the door, starts mixing stuff together, blows up another college campus.
You're just trying to really grow that wanted poster value. Commit some new crimes.
He feels left out.
He's got to keep up with inflation.
New bounty, who this?
It is a new bounty because we cleared the last one. I guess reckon we shouldn't be interrupting classes. Thank you for showing me around the building here.
Yeah, Professor.
I'll just follow him out, and then I guess I'm assuming I would have heard them talking about going to the dock, so
you
I'll
can
just
try to meet them there.
Just meet them
Okay.
there.
It'll take you a little while to arrive, but the rest of you are out the docks.
I'd kind of like to start.
I should have, but I don't know how well I would have got over.
Harbor Master's office or something like that.
There is.
Sure. They might know if.
How was the lady? The beehive lady.
You weren't there?
Damn.
Guess you'll never know.
Bogus was amazed at how high the beehive was.
She's the kind of woman you just want to run your fingers through her hair, but you couldn't without them getting stuck because of the matted nature.
I mean, the folks at Harbor Masters just might know if stuff's been loaded off of armored wagons onto a ship. So I guess we'll start there, probably.
Okay, you go in there. There's a middle-aged man behind the desk. Clean cut.
Excuse me, sir.
Howdy there, sir. What do you need?
Well, I've been tracking down some shipments that were coming through all the way out from Colorado.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Didn't notice the badge at first. Well, sir, what kind of shipments are you looking for? All the way from Colorado.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. They've been coming out in these large armored wagons. Does that ring any bell for you? They look like stagecoaches with
maybe old
all the serial numbers filed off. That wouldn't be a metaphor that
old
old
armored bank wagons, maybe without the decals on them.
I've seen the Banks wagons around here. They move every now and then, but can't say that I've seen any of them unloading anything into ships.
Well, that's good news for us then. Might not have been headed out overseas. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Of course, not a problem.
We'll shuffle on out.
Okay. Walking out, you run into Bogus wandering around the docks.
Hey, Bogus, this way.
All right. I'm not a dog.
Oh, you're a dog.
He's a damn dirty dog.
We could ask some dock workers and stuff, but if Harbor Master hasn't seen them, then hopefully they're still here in the city.
Yeah.
So we should probably focus on searching the city. We can come back around to the port later if we don't find anything, I
Does
guess.
this town have its own spindly Norman?
It doesn't. It has Spindly Norman.
It's
Just
just
gotta find out
Spindly
where he's
Norman. There's a Spindly Norman is everywhere. He's been following us this whole campaign.
You, right as you have that thought, you feel something shift, and you look underneath your horse and see Spindly Norman grasped impossibly around him.
And Spanky just takes off.
Spanky notices and has a heart attack.
No.
Falls over.
It is
on
worth saying,
Spindly
Spanky
Norman.
refuses to ride next to Gideon still. And is giddy, or not giddy, is jumpy the entire time that you were riding as a group together.
Well, let's
She's
just
scared to death of that horse.
let's just spank him. It's you can't notice because he's also scared to death of potholes, weird looking bushes, running water.
Normal looking bushes.
I'm gonna reassure him and give him little forehead kisses.
He's like one of those little dogs that's just always shaking. You know? That's him. Right?
He's a
Yes.
chihuahua pretty
His
much.
eyes are going both ways.
That's
He's
right.
just
Got those
really
crackhead
stretched.
eyes going.
That's how he sees danger from any direction.
That's right.
That was kind of my idea for
Okay.
who to ask around here. So I guess we can do the usual suspects: bartenders,
Yeah.
drunks.
I was gonna say if there's like are there any like a metal foundry or something like that, like a industrial district?
I mean, there probably is. This is like a big city. So as far as like, you could try and just wander an industrial section and
But-
look for. It'd take you some time.
I think people are more likely to have seen the wagons.
Yeah, they would stand
I
out.
guess we can go try to look around like the bar.
I want to try at least stuff that's on kind of that main road that we came down. I'd like to get into town. If there's any like saloons or saloons or bars off of that road, maybe
Definitely,
start there.
that's the perfect place to put them.
Yep.
So I guess we'll start there. Start with probably the ones closer to the entrance edge of town.
The one right on the entrance is called the Southern Star.
Southern Star. All right. Well,
Does it look like a military bar or just like
Southern
regular
Star
saloon?
looks more like travelers,
Okay.
less like military.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Krabs doesn't want to take no soldiers. He wants to find some ladies.
As far as I'm aware, none of us are.
He's not looking for the soldiers, he's looking for their wives.
No, they're widows.
R.I.P.
sisters. Grimes isn't picky.
It's true. Mothers?
Grandmas?
He did sleep with Professor Contagious, so.
That was the best he ever had.
Yeah, it was.
So I guess we'll start there.
Okay, walking in. It's a pretty bustling place. It's kind of like early afternoon. It seems like more of like kind of people sitting around playing cards and like more shooting the shit than like really getting rowdy and drinking. But I'd call it a traveler's bar. It seems like there's a lot of people who probably are getting ready to leave town or just gotten into town that are just taking a load off for a bit.
Any
Sounds like the barkeeper will
British
see some
bowler hat guys. Any British?
There is one guy in a bowler cap, which I'm pretty sure he's French, not British.
Speak for me.
He's just got the kind of mustache, you know.
We just shake that.
Why are you shaking me, you with the American?
Oh, bon baguette!
Not the fella we're after.
Sacre
No.
bleu, escargot!
Oh, baguette. Macrons.
Until we learned later that the guy at
Eiffel
Everett
Tower.
until we learned later that the guy at Everett Orr just can't tell the difference between European accents.
He said he spoke fancy.
Spoke fancy like.
Seemed like a British accent.
Could be Northeast. Could be what?
Northeastern.
Norwegian. I was like, Norwegian? No!
Wow,
I did
it
one
could
of
be
them.
Yeah, Yorkland. The dog goes York.
I mean, you're the man who can flash a badge and
Well, I'll go up to the
You're
bartender.
man answers.
You're the
Saying
last
I
one.
walks up and oh, hey Ranger, what can I get for you?
Well, I'm tracking down some strange caravan that might have came through town. Would have been 3 armored-looking wagons. Look like they're bank wagons, but with the decals filed off.
You know, I can say I've caught a glimpse every now and then. They mostly, from what I've seen, was what made me take note. I was out front once and saw them leaving. That was middle of the night.
Okay.
Seemed to be leaving town.
Suspicious. Leaving, but you never seen them coming back?
I don't think I've seen them I've seen them leaving more than once. Always in the evening or at night.
Fair enough.
So our group is nocturnal.
You know any good, like a local place that might have paid attention to that sort of thing?
Well, I mean, local law keeps an eye on the comings and goings, but nobody's paying that close of attention to wagons coming and going. There's a lot of folk come and go from here.
That's fair.
And with the war and how many folk are stationed here, there's soldiers all about. Most people feel pretty safe. I certainly do.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I appreciate the word. I think I've got an idea. We gotta find the local ruffians, preferably the ankle biters.
What do you
I'm
want?
gonna go out and see if there's some little hooligans hanging out in the garbage bin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every alley's got some hooligans hanging out in there.
All right. I say, I'm gonna put my badge like in my pocket.
Okay.
Like it's. Yep.
You see 2 kids. They both got kind of big floppy hats that are too big for them on, and they're seemingly playing some sort of game where one throws a rock at the other one, and he like winces but tries not to scream, and then he picks up the rock and throws it at the other guy.
A classic. This was how baseball was invented.
This is actually Frank Bass and Billy Ball.
This is
Combine that with stick and hoop.
like I said, they're halfway there.
They're standing there. They're standing there holding their rock. They watch a kid run by with the stick and hoop thing, and they go, "I have an idea."
Yeah. I say, excuse me, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. What you want?
Well, I'm looking for a strange going on.
There's all sorts of strange going on around here.
What?
Sure is.
Well, that's what I figure sharp-eyed young men like yourselves might be paying attention to.
Well, we always paying attention, ain't we? Sure is.
Well, I've got a shiny nickel here for the young feller that might have spotted some strange-looking wagons coming through town.
I seen strange wagons. Me too. I saw strange wagons.
One's looking like they came from a bank with the deep...
Oh, the big metal ones?
Mm-hmm. 3 of them.
We seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen them.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Which way they go?
into town. I saw them leaving town once too. I also saw them leaving town.
Interesting.
We'll track these wagons down 10 cents.
I know. It's like talking to rats.
You're learning. Children are like animals.
I'm assuming some of us are like we're with them. It's just which direction in town did they go?
They were heading deeper into town, over towards like where all the plants and all the factories are.
Okay.
Now, young gentlemen, do these trucks have markings on them, like from a bank?
No, the bank ones have markings on them. These ones didn't have markings on them. No, sure didn't.
See a fancy looking fella in a bowler hat riding with them?
Not on the wagons. There's always fancy fellers in bowler caps around here, though. Yeah, it's the trend right now.
Oh, quite fashion forward spiritual.
Yeah,
Now that you look at them, you notice that their hats
they're
kind of
wearing
well
bowler
dressed.
hats. We call them baller hats.
What for you play rock throw with them? I think you two fine
I'm gonna hold.
have earned yourselves a nickel each.
A nickel each.
I'm gonna be like.
nice.
I was gonna say like I told him to save his nickel. I told him to save his nickel and I toss him.
I ain't
There you
getting
go.
a nickel. I ain't
This
getting
isn't to make it even. I'm just saying I toss them both.
What's your math at the end of it? What's your total?
40 cents. So I toss them
He's
both a quarter.
tossing them each a quarter. He says to keep your nickels. Are they keeping your nickels or are they getting 35 cents?
I'll keep my nickels. They can have 25 cents. That's
You can't do math.
That's 30 cents.
That's
That's
30 cents. I'm not dimes, not nickels. It's fine. It's cool. I just mistook a nickel for a dime. That's fine. That's what they say. The kids look at it and they're like, "We've got 35 cents." I was role playing.
Sure do.
And you see them run off with it.
All right. Well, it's a start.
It's a start.
It's not a.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. I guess what we're gonna do is kind of walk our way from this spot deeper into town towards the factories, and just try to keep our eyes out for, someone that looks like a nosy neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies of the night might be a good place to start.
Grabs, you're
Why do you gotta
needed.
say stuff like that?
Because they would
I could
probably...
hear.
True.
I could hear the blood rush from his head.
My point is that if the wagons are coming and going at night,
Yeah.
they're the type of people who
So,
would have
Hey, lady.
seen.
That's fair. I feel though if we just tell Grimes to take care of it, then he won't get any information.
I did. In fact,
You'll get information. It'll be a couple hours before you get into it.
All right.
who
Well, 'cause
got
the-
the information from Professor Contagia
That's
about the...
That's
Your
true.
penis did.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm just saying that same trick won't work twice. Not
Yeah,
after the incident.
yeah, it will. Yeah, it will.
Let the boy dream.
It's reverse psychology. It's gonna work like a charm.
All right. Well, we can have. That sounds like a good thing for Grimes to follow up on. We'll keep an eye out for the nosy neighbors. Grimes.
Or even just keep an eye out for the factory what's got a bunch of armored wagons parked outside of it.
parked out in front.
You know the thing where you're playing video games and you're looking for a specific thing and it's like, go talk to this guy, ask around town or whatever. And you're just like, wait a minute, that's just what I'm looking for right there. That's
Which one of
safe
these
steps.
townsfolk is the evil necromancer? Weird guy with the staff and the hood pulled down. It feels like we're in Dora the Explorer.
Do you just stop the necromancer?
He just sits there with that cold, dead look in her eyes, waiting for you to answer. So you guys can follow. I mean, you can certainly find some residential spots somewhat nearby there. We'll say for the sake of how lucky are you? Okay. There is a old lady sitting on her porch, pretty nearby.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. Where are you fine folk up here today?
I can imagine he says morning, but just turns to look at me like,
Well,
And Jimmy asked what you were up to today.
we're looking for some suspicious types.
Well, this damn neighborhood's had too many suspicious types recently, you ask me.
Well, specifically, we've heard about some wagons moving through that looked awfully suspicious. Like bank wagons with the decals taken off.
Can't say I've ever seen that.
Okay.
I've seen the bank wagons every now and then, but I haven't seen those wagons. But I'll tell you what, some folk moved across the street from me, ain't been taking care of their yard for shit.
I hate it when that happens.
It's ruining the value of the whole damn block.
you see them around much?
The folks who live across the street,
Every
I don't see them out in their front yard minding anything. They just seem to be sitting in their house causing trouble. Probably. Do you have your badge back on now?
No.
Okay.
You still have
Did,
it. I'm incognito.
when they moved in, did you get a good look at the new owner? What he
Yeah,
looked like?
it's a younger feller and a lady. Probably not even married.
The shame.
Well,
Shame.
We're
What's the country gone to?
We're sort of keeping our eyes out for a foreign fella. At least we were told he might be British, talks fancy.
British.
Bowler hat and a fancy gun on his hip.
British feller, fancy gun. Doesn't ring any bells. What's his name?
William.
Hodges, we were told.
Hodges. I don't know any Hodges in town.
Fair enough. Well,
Would it be around here?
well, we thought that those carriages were moving in from the south gate there and moving into towards
Well-
the factories.
Towards the fact now, I mean, I do know there is Canker in Hodges, manufacturing company.
Ah, ooh. Please tell me more.
It's well, I just told you what it is.
Well, whereabouts is it?
Over in the manufacturing district. I mean, I couldn't tell you which building it is specifically. I've seen their wagons come and go every now and then.
You know what they make?
Mostly metal and glassware, I think.
We track all those down. They make really nice bowls.
Damn it! Storm out of the...
All right.
I hope it is bowls. That gives us something to smash angrily when
That's
it's,
true.
when it's in the hand. If they make
Throw my
like,
hat on the ground, stomp on it.
if they make like ice boxes, that's a lot harder to just smash satisfyingly when we realize it's a dead end. So.
I can blow it up.
Damn it! And he lights a stick of dynamite, chucks it in the fridge, shuts the door.
Flamin' Ruffer.
Well, that's some good intel. Thank you, man.
No problem. If you need any other dirt on them across the street ways, you let me know.
Well, you keep your eye out, man. Concerned citizen.
Why are you asking about my neighborhood? Who are you all? Yeah.
Oh, I'm just with the Rangers, man.
Oh,
Just a little incognito with them.
I understand. Undercover, looking at unsavory types.
Exactly. Like this fella.
How does a yard across the street look?
No.
Fine?
There's hardly any yard. Like, this is a city,
Right,
and
it's
it's more of
different.
like a small garden path, and it's well kept, but doesn't really have any flower pots or anything. And looking at hers, it looks like she's an old lady who has a lot of time on her hands,
Right,
and has
of
very
course.
well maintained flower beds. Of course.
Fucking judgmental bitch.
I feel like there's.
Respect your elders.
I think there's some like personal grievance there. Do you need to get something out of your system? Or?
Myself.
If anything, we're the bad neighbor, one bad house in the neighborhood. I'm not judging anybody's yard. That's why we tore it on putting gravel.
It was coming from a place deep in your gut. I felt like so.
Just- We all have
Every
Karen deep inside
Every
of
good
us.
storyteller just draws on what they know
It's true.
to craft their characters.
It's true.
So I guess we're moving on towards this something in Hodges.
And with the name, like the kind of rough, you can get kind of some, if you ask specifically
Right,
for it from people around there, you can get some directions and arrive outside of a large manufacturing. It looks like not really a super big manufacturing building, more of like an office with a large storage house. And you can see there's a sign that says Canker and Hodges Manufacturing.
Let's take a quick look around. Is there like a carriage yard or maybe like where places would?
No, but they're like doing a glance around the outside. There's a large, like I said, the kind of large storage area, and there's like a front and back large set of double doors that you can certainly fit a wagon through.
It doesn't seem like people are here working right now.
I mean, if you'd have to enter in. There's nobody like walking around the outside really that you can see.
But it's not like the gates change.
Hey, Grimes, you're pretty
No.
light on your feet. Why don't you take a peek through those doors for us? See what you see. Don't shoot at one. Since I have to specify that.
If I told you to leave your guns here.
I'm not giving.
Sorry,
any
I
of my guns to you.
already replaced all his pistols with blanks and all his
You shouldn't do that because it'll probably get you killed
I
with
know,
the next
it
fight.
Yes.
Yeah, if my gun shoots a blank and I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be the hero, which has happened quite a few times. It's gonna be on your head.
Yeah, just the other day he killed a guy who was trying to murder him and Ed.
Yeah, exactly.
No good fella. And
That fella was going for a gun. That was something.
Yeah, his hand on a pistol. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go slip and slide.
Yeah, let's see. So you got a stealth. So yeah, 2d6.
Yeah, go no stealth if you're trying to sneak up to it.
Sixes explode.
8.
8.
No, minus
7.
7.
You very silently approach, get up to, and attempt the large set of double doors. They seem to be barred on the other side, though.
No chance of pick locking them or anything.
Not a door like that.
No. Okay.
So anyway, we start last.
Or the shot.
We could stake out the place and see if the door is open. Slip right in.
Alright. Look around for.
We can stake out the place while
There is like
Grimes
an
is
office
staking
front
out.
too.
Yeah.
As well.
I can go in. Well, it's one of those things. Do we show our hand by talking to the office folks? Or do we try to stake it out and gain more intel?
I'm for staking it out. Just because if the doors are barred, it's.
They do apparently.
I mean, this is a city.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But
They
it
don't
seems
want-
like this place does. It seems like the people who are after
So is
do
it-
a lot of their work at night or in the
is-
evening.
Yeah, is their property like all contained within a brick wall with a gate, or is it just kind of a collection of buildings?
It's really just kind of two buildings.
Okay.
Kind of a smaller office building in this large.
So there's like
warehouse.
multiple ways out.
What do you mean by
Like
that?
Because it
if
isn't like a fence.
Yeah, it's not enclosed in that way. The two buildings do seem to be attached. But
Okay. So
I'm just what I'm worried about is like if you go and talk to somebody in the office, somebody else just
Bolts out the back door.
or sends word to somebody to bolt.
Or we can create a distraction in the office, and someone could be watching whoever's creating the distraction. Let's say like a secretary lady or something like that.
Of course.
If we do a loop of the building, there's obviously like the door to the offices. There's these like double doors to the kind of warehouse or like factory floor side. Are there more doors in and out, or is it just those two?
there is a back door to the office portion.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe Jefferson one. At least me at one.
And I go in the front door.
You go in the front door. I'd take somebody with you.
I'll take Grimes with me.
You want to be out back, or out with me watching the?
I'll be with you because Jefferson can take care of himself.
I'm already. It's a bit.
Guy comes sprinting out the door with two guns and just guns Jeffress down. And Jeffress
Well, I
just
got
like-
Gideon.
And then he's like,
That's true. That's a very good point.
then he's
Get
like,
in,
it's
arrest the
time.
Stop.
He was resisting.
I told him to break his legs. He took his arms as well.
All right. I'll
You took them? Where'd he take them to?
heaven.
You don't want to.
He was nibbling.
We'll just make sure nobody bolts. If you hear a shot, head the direction you heard the shot.
Yeah. I mean, that's just good
Fair
instincts.
So you're heading into the front door?
Head in the front door.
I mean, you can't trust
Walking
me with
in,
that
you
blood.
can see that
Fight with a
there's
squirrel.
there's a gentleman behind the desk who seems to be pretty well dressed. He's got kind of a set of square spectacles on and a pretty nice, not like a full suit, but pretty dressy clothes, who seems to be the kind of guy behind the desk. And there's two other guys standing in there, both of which have guns on their hips, who aren't really wearing uniforms. They're wearing kind of nicer vests and stuff, but like seem well dressed, but they look like security. Two of them. And walk in, the guy kind of looks up to you and squares the glasses on his nose, and he's like, "How can I help you?"
I'll show my badge.
Hello there, Ranger. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm doing a bit of investigating, looking into some shipments that worked their way all the way across the country. I think they might have ended up around these parts.
What exactly was being shipped that you're looking for?
Well, it was a processed metal shipment, or I guess it was just ore at that point, wasn't it?
No, it would be processed.
Did it get processed?
Did he? No, it wouldn't. It would have just. been
They
ore
just
at that
took the
point,
ore. Yeah. So some
'Cause,
special
every
metal
other
ore
side.
that I think got mishandled at the processing plant. You know, one of them so and so fell off the back of a wagon and ended up on one of the wagon sort of situations.
Well, you're certainly welcome to take a look around if you'd like to. We don't deal in ore here at all. We are not a part of a refining process in that sense. We received already processed materials and turned them into different things. Here we don't do really much of anything except for store and ship.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Obviously, this guy wouldn't tell me if they were. Do you get shipments in from kind of armored carriages? Does that ring a bell for you?
He nods his head and says, the company does occasionally repurpose that style of wagon for higher ticket items. The rarer metals, we deal in quite a bit of gold and the like, and so it's practical with how far those things have to travel sometimes.
Okay. And could you show me, do you have like a shipment manifest that I could look at?
We
Dig into
keep
some-
very tight books here. You're
Perfect.
welcome to look over them if you
Alright.
like.
I appreciate it. Let's take a look.
Okay, he'll bring you back to an area. and-
Shoot me in the back of
They'll hit you with a brick.
The brick! The sheriff brick!
The sheriff brings us permission.
He's gonna be with that guy, and I'm gonna be in the very back. Just
This is my security.
You deputy?
More or less.
Well, come on back, and he'll take you to an area. There's a fairly immaculately kept office back here. And there's a whole lot of documents.
What was the guy's name?
Hodges.
Hodges.
We just know Mr. Hodges.
Mr. Hodges. Is Mr. Hodges, is he still with the company, or is it just a name?
Mr. Hodges is the owner of the company.
I see. And does
He's, unfortunately, if you're looking to speak to him, he's abroad. The majority of our company exists in England. And he's abroad with
Sounded like you're
some of our processing there.
And this is more off the record. Mr. Hodges, he seems like a. What's your take on him?
Shrewd businessman. Bit uppity. But
Any eccentricities that come to mind?
he's pretty stern and serious most of the time I've talked to him.
Well, that's fair. But he's abroad, you said?
That, yeah, see, he occasionally is here. Very rarely does he come through a place such as this. It's just, like I said, we're a storage facility. He's heavily involved in the processes abroad and the creation of more of our finer items and quality assurance out there.
Well, I guess we'll take a look at the shipments, see if there's like ones that line up with our, timeline.
Go ahead and give me a academics
Let's see.
to dig through
Yeah.
paperwork.
Should have brought the fucking
Or
professor.
Should've brought the nerd.
research. Isn't research one?
I
Do
think
research.
it's
Do
the
research.
same.
we didn't know we were gonna be reading.
Yeah.
Grimes is like, I can't read.
I can't read. Listen,
I
there's
can.
always a
I can
chance.
read like
Not
Cat
this.
in the Hat or Dr.
I
Seuss.
can't make heads or tails of these.
You could try Benny on it, but it does essentially require a die to explode.
A
either
big
way.
explosion. I used to have a whole crew with me.
Could
So
always
you
have
said
Grimes go
that
get some food, I guess. Could always have
the
Grimes try to
company
grab somebody.
owner lives in England?
That he does.
Huh. I've never been out anywhere across the. I guess I say across the pond. Where out in England is he at?
Well, based right out of the capital, London itself.
Oh wow.
London itself.
Fancy man then. Fancy man.
I understand. Judging by his holdings here, I mean, my understanding is he started and built this company up from nothing himself. He's probably got quite the property out there.
Alright. Impressive.
Ooh, werewolves of London.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really much of the bookish type. Can you mind if I grab one of my associates? Help me look through some
Certainly.
of this? Thank you. Hey, Bogus.
I'm not there.
He's going to.
I'm going
he's
to
gonna-
get you.
I guess I'll
Yeah.
wait inside.
Okay.
I'll filter.
I need you to read through some ledgers for me.
Not
The
yet.
two security guards just kind of sitting there, their hands on their belt, and they acknowledge you and give you a nod. Just
Alright.
kind of that like awkward, we're standing in the same place but not talking to each other.
So you guys like whiskey?
Does a bear shit in the woods? Of course we like whiskey.
You want some whiskey?
Yeah, I can. I'm on dude. Appreciate it though.
You shouldn't be drinking either.
Put that
He
away.
says, walking in with
Come on,
That
dude,
boy
damn
has
it.
got sharp ears.
That long man's got sharp. I like
Alright.
that.
So academics, you said?
It'd be research.
research.
Academics to dig through this stuff.
I don't have research.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad.
What?
God damn it.
You got your guy.
I got my guy.
Oh, 4 exploded.
It literally rolled. It like slid down the edge of his character sheet and rolled off on this.
I love when that happens.
Says, because it's still
-2.
Yeah, so 3.
Ah!
Digging through this, all these books seem to be in order. Nothing seems to line up or like seem to make sense with those shipments. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to know that this could all be bullshit. Like, there's no way to verify this, but the books are well done and seem clean.
Unless he's using those ore shipments off the docket.
Did we learn anything? What do we know about this ore? It's super conductive.
It's the perfect metal.
It's a perfect metal. Super conductive.
Exactly. She gets it.
I'm just wondering if there's like some sort of like.
If we could walk around the warehouse throwing gunpowder in the air and follow the direction it
Exactly.
goes.
Exactly. You know, it's like.
Because it's super conductive and like stronger than titanium or steel or whatever.
You
But
know
also
that it's
fairly light.
It's light, it's very light, very hard, very good at resonating, conducting energy, sound waves, and that it breaks down into it like naturally at its molecular level wants to break down to smooth, non-jagged shapes.
Which I feel like is important somehow, but I don't quite know how.
I'm gonna be in the corner just picking my nose.
I'll just be out by that other door.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those.
Well, how are we
Not like I'm a
meta-
shopkeeper or anything.
Yeah, I used to do some.
Can I go get my other books that's left to do this?
You know, I'm not too proud. I'll do it.
You tell him like he's like, feel free, Sheriff. Or, feel free, Ranger.
All right, Jeffers. Your time to shine.
I'm gonna
get it.
I'm gonna
guys here.
I'm gonna step back out to where Jeffers was hanging out. 6 explodes.
See,
That's a 10.
Now this is a man who knows how to keep books.
This man knows how to keep books and looks at immaculately kept books that are as much as in the modern day they can be verified as true or as true as they can be. There is.
But
That
does
was-
any?
that
But
was
are there
working.
any?
There is a.
But are there shipments that? And do shipments line up with like
There.
the 8 we know about?
There is not shipments that line up directly with it. It seems like if these things have shipped to or from here, they've done so without being documented.
that's fair.
These books are like, you're someone who knows books. These books have been done by someone who is very good at doing books. And could probably hide shit if they wanted to very easily.
Who does your books? That's the question.
He does. This guy.
This guy does the
That's why you gotta break his kneecap. Guess we
Could ask about looking around the warehouse.
yeah. Mind if we take a look around the warehouse?
Of course, whatever we can do to help figure out where these missing items are.
These are the guys. This isn't the tomfoolery we were dealing with these other guys where they panic and try to run out the back. These guys know that they're rock solid. They've got millions
You're like,
behind
hey,
them.
can we look in there? Yeah, sure. I don't need to look in there. You're way
There's-
too willing to let me
right.
do that.
But there's a small hitch in their plan. They're not dealing with a bunch of professional lawmen. They're dealing with a bunch of shithead killers and anarchists.
Lawman.
So it's like it's flawless. Nobody could possibly touch us. Everything's perfect. We'll still throw them out windows.
The group of you guys, everyone but Grimes and Ed at this point.
Yeah,
The other 3 of you, they're gonna walk around in the. They'll take you through like a side door that connects into the big warehouse, and you can see that there's a large warehouse. There's a couple of wagons of what looks like big metal wagons with a bank insignia etched off, parked inside of there, as well as multiple different crates. And he'll say, along the edge there, please be careful with anything you dig through. That's most of our glassware. Prefer not to lose anything.
Are the carriages open? By chance, like, can we get in them?
Take a look inside. They're empty, but unlocked.
I'm gonna go look inside one, see if I can notice anything.
Okay, what are you looking for?
These are light, and they were probably somewhat small, maybe like a secret compartment.
Sure. Go ahead and let me know.
Lore comes in. If it's not being processed,
5.
then we're fucked.
5. It seems like there's you're not able to find anything secret or hidden away in here. You can tell by the inside of these that they've been used to haul some heavy stuff. I think there's some boxes that probably moved around and scratched up and etched up along the walls. There's some dings and dents. Like they're well used. These wagons have seen a lot of traversing, but there's nothing secretive or hidden inside.
I mean, it's pretty much confirmed to us now that these are the wagons we're looking for. And Hodges is involved. The question, kind of becomes...
Does the name Gladstone ring a bell for you?
Can't say it does.
Fair enough. Leads.
The question is where... Like, we've tracked the wagons this far. Where does Hodges take it all next? Potentially, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's also just using that as a cover for, like, the stuff in Louisiana, or some of that stuff as well.
That would be a good cover, because then you just end up on a ship to London.
I mean, with what you guys were seeing, I mean, there is no all the shipments that you're seeing, because having pretty thoroughly gone through the books 3 times at this point, what you guys have noticed is that, like, there seems to be, like, raw material going to London and processed material coming back, in the terms of, like, this is a holding spot for ingots and
if most of his industrial sites are in
That's
London.
surely where he would do all the experiments, then.
That's where his home, his estate is.
It seems like all the other shipments from this place are going to distribution centers or back to London. It doesn't seem like anywhere that you saw shipments going to was another facility owned by the company.
Right, but there's no guarantee that anything here is, like, in those ledgers are unreliable as far as any of this material specifically.
Because they weren't checked in to begin with. But it does show it that other material is being sent out to be processed, and so it would make sense that even if it was off the
Raw
books,
material, dead werewolf.
exactly. That it gets.
No, that's raw material.
I think you might have misspelled this on the ledger here, sir. No, that's correct.
We gotta go to London because we gotta do our big budget episode. It's in a different country.
It's the movie.
Where we can...
where we all find our true loves.
where we run into that likable Scottish Yard character that we're interacting
Yes.
with for most of the film. Erickson's nervous glance at notes was kind of funny there.
I don't even have the notes up right now. I have OBS up, but that's fine.
So... I mean, I think London is a good lead, but I don't want to go to London, shake up all this guy's industrial holdings there, and...
Find out that it's still back here.
Find out that it's still back here. I mean, we can almost certainly find out through the harbor master if this Hodges fella has has a ship that he's regularly on, or if he's just on, like, a passenger line or something.
Well, Hodges, he might just have a house here. Maybe he's got, like, some squirrely stuff in his basement, but I just feel like he's just too smart for that. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, we've managed to track him this far. Like, it's not all watertight, but
damn near though.
you wanna... I guess, do you want to risk breaking into his house, or
It's not breaking in. We're not thieves. We're lawmen.
So, did you hear somebody inside yell,
Help!
"Help! Help!"
Yes.
I heard them scream, "I have a gun, and I like to shoot poppers."
Go on in, fellas. I mean, it's...
We can stake out. We can see. We can at least scope out his property and just
see if there's anyone with an evil mustache or a weird-looking butler.
pretty much.
Or a weird-looking butler with an evil mustache.
Yeah.
Or...
Or a weird looking butler that's like animatronic and werewolf.
Yeah.
And suspiciously looks like your brother.
It is obviously a cyborg werewolf in a suit with a fake mustache on it. No, I'm sorry, I don't have an appointment. Could you just let the master of the house know that I'm lets you into the foyer and then clops up the stairs with one like steel clawed leg.
Then he jumps down and shit to attack.
He's just Dutch.
Nice fella.
Very hairy in the Dutch.
So yeah, you want to try his house next, I guess?
I guess so.
But do we know where his house is?
I assume we're having this conversation back outside.
Yeah, this is us.
So you guys have looked through the entire and she's like, satisfied? We're happy to help in any way we can.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I can't wait to figure this whole operation out and come back here and burn down this bastard smug business.
Have a good day, Ranger. Deputies.
I'm outside.
Yeah.
Watching the gate. Make sure nobody makes a break for it.
Well, you never see anyone attempt to leave from any of these
That's-
spots during it.
That's the thing. They didn't panic. That's how you know you're not spooking them enough.
He says, lighting a Molotov cocktail.
Let's get spooky.
Thing is, they didn't panic. These people were smart. You know, you really got to take a hard
'cause
hand with people like
Maybe
this.
they just don't have anything to hide. Like they're just
And there's a chance that
Or at
like
least nothing here to hide.
there's a chance that this guy's not involved.
It's true. He's
You know
just
what
a
I mean?
clerk.
That this guy's he's a clerk
It's
helping run a business.
it's how you run an illegal business like this. It's hidden within a good business. Like it's a shell company, or not even a shell company because there's an actual business.
It's a stop and save company.
That's how Square's been smuggling all the
trying to-
Tinuite to Moab.
I'm trying to.
Alright, we go.
It's like money laundering. It's like you do it with like an actual, at least surface level successful business. You know?
like all the Denver mattresses.
Why? Whoa, that got very specific.
We're on to you.
Justin just doesn't like their commercials.
Yeah, that's true. It's really annoying when I'm trying to watch my YouTube videos.
Let's see if we can find out where this Hodges fellow lives, I guess.
Alright. Probably in some upbeat place.
I would assume so.
Yeah. We'll ask around.
Walk around the uppity neighborhood and look at every gate and see if there's a gate that says like wrought iron gate that says Hodges.
There's certainly an uppity neighborhood, and they certainly have plaques with names. It takes you a while of searching through it, but you never find a house with Hodges.
Interesting.
Maybe he's just like, I don't need a house. I'll just go back to London.
There's a chance he's not here long enough that he's just staying in
You
French.
really want us to go to London?
I'm not telling you
he's
what
not
to
telling
do.
us to do anything.
I simply am telling you the state of the world, and you choose where you go.
I'll figure
There's a
the
big
point.
neon sign that says London with an arrow, but he's not. He's staying out of it.
There's a big
He's
ass
like,
marker
there's
that
no-
says "Go to London."
You can ignore it and not find answers. That's fine.
Our quest marker says London. Find a way to London at this point. We're just like, let's ask around a bit. Do you want to ask at the fanciest hotel in town first, or should we just?
That's not a bad idea. But it's also the thing is he's not gonna have anything at the fancy hotel. It's like
Fair.
it's not permanent enough. He doesn't have like a room that he can bury a lab in or something like that.
He did. It's just in the room, the floor below. People keep complaining every time they check out that hotel.
Right, because it's weird smells.
The beds aren't comfortable.
Yeah.
Every time I twist wrong, glass shatters underneath.
That's like every
Smithing
hotel.
in metal.
Yeah.
We keep hearing like howling.
I
or
keep
cries.
stubbing my toe on these bricks of what I would only describe as the perfect metal.
Not even bricks, really. It's just sort of spherical, really.
It's more of a cannonball.
Spherical.
I mean, the harbor master's probably the guy to talk to. Period. As far as either finding ourselves
It's
a route
just
to
so far
London.
outside of my jurisdiction. It's so far out.
No, it's not.
Maybe-
It is in your
and- okay,
jurisdiction
kind of a-
because we're solving this.
Kind of a weird suggestion. We're probably gonna have to wait on it. But could we send a telegram to Raven to see if the Eyes of Providence have any info on Hodges.
Hodges. I guess that's not a bad idea.
I mean, a telegram, we'd be waiting here like a day to get a response, probably.
I mean,
These telegrams are sent over wire.
Yeah. We can give it a shot. I don't think there's any. I think that'd be a.
Well, we can send out to.
Lahaina?
Yeah, he'd be cool.
Be like, should we go to London?
He'd be a little more cool about it, you know?
It's fair.
Well, but he's not like in a
Should we come
town
hang out
center. They
in
might not have a
Florida?
telegram office.
yeah.
There's probably a telegraph office there. It'll likely take you longer to get a response because someone will have to go and fetch him to let him know he's got a telegram, or he'd have to go and check for one.
Well, what they do is they walk up to the door and they knock, and as soon as they open, they go, "Telegram, sir." And they just hand him a telegram. That's too hard. I mean, we did telegram. We didn't send a telegram to Raiden.
I think that would be your best.
Heck, why not just do both?
Whoever responds.
Because we may not be here by the time a response arrives from one of them. Yeah, I mean, I think sending a telegram's not a bad idea. We're probably going to be waiting here. I mean, there's a decent chance we'll be waiting here a
For a
week
ship
anyway before a
anyway.
ship
Yeah.
leaves
So-
for London. So,
Yeah. Except for the ship that Eric's got a big neon sign over that says just
That
ask.
one leaves in a week too.
Yeah.
it's just the northern waiting now.
Wait 1 week real time.
Wait, so if
But,
we're
I mean-
waiting a week, I'll go hang out in the hospital for a week so I can get that.
And with that,
No. Not quite.
Let's start by talking to the harbor master and see if he knows anything about Hodges, or if his documentation knows anything about Hodges. If we have a ship to look for in London, that would help.
Yeah, that's true.
And to find out when the next ship leaves for Britain.
All good questions for the harbor master.
And I guess we can
I'll
send a telegram to
go
Britain.
send a telegram to Raymond and Hyena.
Okay. What does your telegram say? Remember that it's 5 cents a word.
That's a word. It's pretty much just. I guess we'll just keep it simple.
Pretty much just keep it simple. That's 35 cents.
What could Professor Bogus mean?
You have to go rob those kids if you want to pay them 35 cents.
No,
just Hodges?
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 maybe-
Cyborg zombie werewolf.
Tracking lead on Gladstone.
know anything about a Hodges
England.
in England. So that's 50 cents.
And how are you doing?
LOL. I'm fine.
Lol, well, lol, smiley face.
No. Smiley face is its own word, technically. That's my motion. So to send
No,
out to
it's,
two
it's
people.
smiley face. It's two words.
2 words. yeah.
LOL.
So send it to 2 people, it's $1.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Live, laugh, love.
I guess I'll drag the ranger down to the harbor master.
Yep.
Wine
See if
with
we can get some info on.
You're the only one with
Hodges.
the badge, so you're the one. You unfortunately
It's
need
how
to
it goes.
accompany us on most of bits of question asking you do.
Alright.
You guys are in so much trouble when I do a heel turn and turn you both in for the bounties.
I'm still gonna shoot you.
Whether you do or not, probably.
I mean, you'll probably just wake up the next day.
Well, that don't mean I'm not gonna keep doing it.
It's just a head start.
It's a never-ending battle because I can't die in the ring.
That's the epilogue. It's just Mohan chasing Grimes to the ends of the earth.
I know, like my sentence is like what, like until like I die or whatever, and then it turns out I don't die, and they're like, "What do we do?"
Wait a second.
Every sci-fi campaign we run, there's this bounty hunter named Mohan shows up, still looking for the same foe.
Alright.
And his good buddy Jeffers shows up. That's
Oh right, I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of few people in this party not immortal.
he's a trillionaire.
Sucker.
Hey, we're 2 peas in a pod.
That's bold. I think you're living in a gutter. Because you keep trying to go into church and causing yourself brain damage.
Yeah, but he's a shrewd businessman.
Okay. So you arrive at the office.
Yep. Excuse me, sir. Looking for information on a passenger named Hodges boarding a ship headed towards England on a fairly regular basis?
I mean, I don't know if I can try and look through some of the companies that have the liners coming to and from. Only comes to my mind, Amelia. Are you talking about the company?
Yeah, well, the owner specifically.
I know that Mr. Hodges, my understanding, sails whenever he does come into town here is always on one of his company ships.
I see.
Oh.
Do you know the name of any of them ships?
The two that I have on record here is coming back and forth are the Squall and the Mackerel.
Squall and Mackerel. Okay. When did those last head out?
They come now. Mackerel comes to and from all the time. It's their main ship for distributing, I think, along the state's coastline here. The Squall is less frequent and usually what I've seen him on. It's the ship I think that does it's their larger liner back and forth between here and London.
I see. When did that last head out?
I believe its last departure. 1 second here. Looks like about 3 weeks ago.
That fits.
That fits the bill. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
When's the next passenger ship headed towards London?
I believe we've got one. Nearest one is gonna be in. It's not him clicking on the keyboard,
Right.
so flipping through paperwork. 5
Something
days.
a big chalkboard.
5 days. Well, there we go. I appreciate your time, sir.
5 Days to
course.
London is the name of my
5 Days to
epic spy
London.
novel.
Is it also to stop a zombie cyborg werewolf apocalypse?
Sure, why not? Let's go straight B movie with it.
Don't call Erickson's campaign a B movie.
How dare you.
It's a C movie at best.
Yeah, with F-tier actors.
That's true. Bunch of amateurs.
Oh,
This is this is what we in the business like to refer to as an independent film.
Every couple hours, the energy just really drops inside this character. They're just falling asleep in their chair.
Sully's in a moment of tension too. It seems like they just cut off dead. Story makes me wait for a while.
Every couple of hours.
How long is
Independent
this
films.
It's very auteur. All right. Well, we've got our ship headed out in 5 days. And we'll see what information we can get in our telegrams.
I'm going to the doctors for 5 days.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say the horrors, but
So for that, you'll need to pay to get some medical attention over this time. They are gonna make you pay for it. It'll run you just kind of a spot to stay. It's gonna run $10,
That's fine.
but that's with medical care, and it'll make it so that you'll actually have a +2 on this healing.
there you go.
Nah.
What are those?
As long as you don't
what are
snake
the-
eyes it, you'll actually be good.
What are the tickets gonna run us?
You guys
spend
all
money on
want to
that.
try and bring your collective steeds with you, or are you leaving the horses
Probably
behind?
just Gideon.
I mean, so we
Gideon
either
will
pay
take
to
all
take
of
them
us?
with us, or we pay to stay.
Oh yeah, that's true. How much is it to take him with us?
Well, I guess if you're wanting to stable them, you could probably go through local ranger's office and get that done for free if you wanted. But it's going to be an additional $5 per person per.
What's the base ticket gonna cost?
$10.
$10. So 15.
I think that's worth it because then we don't have to worry about getting horses when we get over there.
Yeah. Or
I say
or
not
carriages
having
or whatever fancy shit they use.
It's fair.
I guess I'm.
Flying blimps, I guess.
I can pay for multiple tickets if I have to.
How much is the ticket?
15 a person to include your.
And
your
I mean,
steeds.
honestly, yeah, I was about to say, it's
No,
like we should at least take Gideon.
Just on principle.
Yeah,
So,
Spanky should stay here. I think the British would frighten him.
Jeffers, you mind
I think a
covering
boat
for me
would.
this time?
Yeah,
Thank you.
because
I can't even get through the sentence. I think a boat would frighten him without thinking. I think the British would frighten him.
Which is also true.
oh my god, their teeth.
They're worse than mine.
I'll pay for my ticket.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeffers.
Because
That brings me down to 65. I kind of want to try and experiment if we're going to be here for a couple of days.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else wants to participate. I kind of want to.
Depends on the experiment.
We don't necessarily have a ton of this bag of sand. bag of Sandman sand.
Oh, you gonna send me the Shadow Realm?
That's what I'm wondering if we could use it to get. If we can focus it, like, you know, because it's based off of like sort of the trigger word or like the sort of thought behind it when you like inhale it or like get dusted with it. I wonder if we could use that to like get a glimpse of Hodges or Gladstone.
I am
I'll give it a shot.
I am a man of science.
Yes, we know.
It's all we heard about the whole ride over from the other side of the country.
I am a man of science.
Why
I will
doesn't-
be a guinea pig.
Why doesn't he play poker with us? Because he's a man of science. Why doesn't he just go in pairs to shit in the woods? Because he's a man of science.
Why won't he help with the dishes? Why won't he help with the dinner?
Because he's a man of
Science,
science.
science.
So what's your plan?
So I guess, so is it just gonna be the three of us then, or?
Yeah. Grimes is in the hospital.
Yeah.
Fair. Stick you to the hospital. Dust him with Sandman sand. Gets two
I'll be
more
like,
wounds or something horrible.
I'm interested. Yeah, we need to figure out how this stuff works.
Post
So we can use it
So
for nefarious
let's
purposes.
try. Like, I want both Dr. Bogus to be thinking of like Dr. Gladstone. And like kind of focusing on that, and I'll focus on it as well, and sort of dust him with a little pinch of the sand.
Dusting who?
Professor Bogus.
Okay.
And then I guess you and I will both try Hodges,
Okay.
Can you do
and
that?
just like focusing on kind of what we know of Hodges and like
Who's getting the sand sprinkled on them for Gladstone?
I am.
Bogus,
And
and both of us will focus on Hodges.
okay, so it'll be a use of the sand for each of you. Essentially.
Yes.
There's a finite number of them.
Yes.
Are you upside down in a
But if
tree?
we don't
When are
understand
you
how it
doing
works.
Maybe that first night,
Okay.
like before we go to, like in the evening when we're getting ready to like go to sleep.
Why aren't you
I
trying
guess.
the sand on Jeffers?
Early evening?
Because he's
Or-
a vampire, it might muddy the waters.
Like early evening or in the middle of the night?
Split the difference, like late evening,
Rough.
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah.
Since we've got multiple hotel rooms, we should. We should have somebody.
You don't use the witchcrafts, but you like to drink the blood.
Swear to God,
I think just
I swear to God,
roll
Jeff,
around to
if I wake up and I have fang marks on me anyway, I'm gonna kill you.
to like a southern coffee. I just it's not a bad idea to have somebody sober
Just in case.
to watch over our bad trip.
I would like a spirit roll from the three of you that are getting sand sprinkled on them.
Okay. I've got spirit. Yes, I do. I've got a D8 of spirit.
Maybe that's a good thing.
That's a 4.
4?
That's a D10.
Yeah, you don't know what these magic mushrooms do.
And we don't. I don't know if we want to succeed or if we want
4?
to fail.
4? Okay. You sprinkle it, then Gladstone pass out.
Well, no, he thinks
I'm thinking of
he's
Hodges.
he's
So you think of
sprinkled
Hodges, pass out, hit the ground. The two of you, both thinking of your stuff, you feel, thinking of Gladstone, you feel like, for a moment, like you guys see him, it's almost like he's sleepwalking, like his eyes kind of roll up and he's kind of standing there but not really present. And you feel almost like you're, not necessarily, almost like an out-of-body experience, but it's almost like, you feel like you're trying to mentally think about something that you don't have knowledge about. Like it's like you're trying to recall information that you don't have.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a connection with something that's not there, and nothing seems to plug in or happen. And you kind of snap back to. You have the similar sort of kind of eyes roll up and kind of experience where you zone out for a second and use that. But then yours is almost like out of body experience, and then it's a like back in your body experience, hovering, seeing, and you are more or less looking down upon a man in a pretty nice looking bedroom asleep. It seems like it's fairly late in the night, and you can see a guy who
Well, it'd be much later in the night over there.
it tended to be roughly like 3 a.m. there. That's pretty why I was asking specifics. So, looking. Moment here. you're in a fairly nice room. You can see a man, looks like he's in bed asleep, but you can kind of see the side of his face. He seems to be he's not exactly a handsome man, he's a pretty plain looking man. Clean cut, but fairly plain looking. You can see a coat rack next to him. You see a fine bowler hat and a fine jacket hanging on it. And you can see next to his, like on his kind of nightstand next to him, what appears to be not like something that's familiar is like a syringe of some sort that is has some sort of fluid inside of it that seems to be right on hand next to him.
A classic defense mechanism of the nerd. All right.
Seems to be asleep there.
Can you see that, like, because we're told those Hodges wearing like a fancy, like, pearl handled or ivory handled, like,
oh yeah,
handgun.
Do I see a handgun around?
Kind of trying to shift. It's hard. It's kind of like you're floating and having to focus. And as you kind of shift around, like around the side, you can see on that same kind of rack along the other side is a fine dark leather gun belt, and there is a pearl handle hanging out of it.
Got him.
Do you see ladies in the night with buck teeth?
Yeah, look out the window and look for street signs.
Do I see Big Ben? Do I look out the window and see Big Ben?
Yeah. He's got a really nice view of it from his body.
Got him.
He appears to be in London.
All right. Well, that's where he's at.
I won't know this until I wake up. I am thrilled that this works.
We could try your brother.
That sounds depressing.
I mean, I guess, but
repressed
it might
memories.
it might give us a good.
I'm just worried it's going to give me either nightmares about having to kill my brother, or dreams about my brother when he was alive, and not necessarily like where my brother is.
Well, you could just do it on me then.
It's worth saying you guys use a little over half the sandbag.
Gotcha. But now we know what it does.
The first few times was random experimentation and attempting to get ourselves out of a jam.
It seems like it does lots of things, but you found a use for it, certainly.
Cool. Do I dream of anything and just passing out immediately, or do I just sleep the rest of it?
You have a very bad nightmare about not really necessarily nightmare, like more of a very frustrating dream of like seeing down the street a guy who matches the description of Hodges, and he like walks around a corner, and as you run, you get to the corner, and he's now down a much longer street, just rounding a corner.
It's that whole sequence from The Departed.
Yes.
And it's you like running in dreams where you're like moving through molasses, just like it's just this horrible, frustrating dream of like this individual being out of reach.
Damn.
Well, if that ain't a metaphor.
So the next morning when we're
if that ain't a metaphor for
sitting around drinking coffee in the hotel lobby.
I seen him. He's in London.
I'm glad it worked for somebody.
All right. Well, that's. I guess that's the plan. We're headed for London. I still want. Can we try your brother next night? I want to see if I can, because if I can get a good spirit check and see where he's at, that might give us a clue of like where the lab is.
I will spend a chunk of the day telling you as much about my brother as I can, like
it's very
descriptions, and stories and stuff like that, and going into detail about like having to like the night that I killed him.
I'm gonna go check the telegram.
I do not cry.
Oh, you rolled for it.
It's close.
It's close.
But I do not cry. And
I'm
I
gonna
guess
see if they responded to the telegram.
Essentially, Raven says no specific knowledge of the company, having people looking into it.
Fair enough.
And Hyena says,
Fuck off.
Hyena says, heard of them, make really nice glasses.
Okay, but I'm gonna reply to.
he's gonna reply, not for long.
not if I have anything to do with it. I'm gonna reply to Raven. I'm gonna reply to Raven like, heading to London in 4 days now. In 4 days to follow up on the lead.
Okay.
I
It's
have
55 cents for that one.
55 cents. Okay.
I guess we will try another little pinch of the Sandman Sand that night. I'm not.
Sandman.
I am not partaking. Thank you.
So you are thinking of brother during this. Okay, go ahead and roll me a spirit.
Jonas Parnell.
That's a 7.
7. Similarly, you kind of like, and this is in like the middle of the night, it's kind of 10 o'clock-ish again.
I think so.
You kind of have that like moment, and it's kind of like this leave your body, reach out, and it's like calling a phone number that doesn't. It's like calling a dead line. You just get a dial tone. It seems like whatever you're trying to reach out and connect to, you can't connect to.
Okay. Well, it was worth a shot, I think.
It's either behind a sheet of lead, as per D&D rules, or there's
There's a whole list of things it could be.
Yeah.
He's not asleep.
His
Because of his undead, zombified nature.
his body doesn't exist anymore.
Right. His soul has
being experimentation.
departed and is in a better place. All right. Well, that's that. It was an experiment to try. Maybe it would give us a lead.
We at the very least, when we run into Hodges, you will know him by sight.
I will be like, that's him. Get him. Stop,
you'll
Ranger. What the?
And if you're walking down the street looking in through people's windows, you'll know his bedroom.
It's true. I can triangulate.
If we triangulate from Big Ben, we need to go there at approximately 3 a.m. and I can tell you.
All right. Well,
Anything else you guys are going to be doing while you are in Harper?
I'm trying to think of any downtime activities, and I don't really have any in a city that doesn't have much wilderness.
Same.
So I guess I'm trying to mostly stay out of
Keeping our
trouble.
keeping our heads down.
I'm just
Which isn't
at the
very exciting,
doctor's.
but
Huh? Yeah, the doctors, go ahead and make your healing roll. This time we'll be at a total of +1 with your wound.
6.
We have an
I thought it was a
extremely
+2.
Well, you have a -1 from your wound,
Bad
+2
habit
from
of-
them helping you.
We have an extremely bad habit of trouble finding us, but
I'm gonna spend a penny.
Okay. Probably a good time to do
Last
so.
one.
No, I have
So,
one.
Will's got one.
I only
now we
spent.
got one as well. Yeah.
oh,
Hey,
4
4.
explodes. That's
No,
a 2.
It's 2.
3, but that's a 4. That's one. Sorry.
I was really confused.
More close.
So, yeah. No. So that heals your wound.
Oh,
Yep.
You don't get the
You're all healed up.
Don't get, yeah, the penny spent, but you have everyone is all healed up. You guys are able to lay low for a little bit of time. The ship will arrive. You will all load up to head off.
Before we go,
London?
I'll check the telegram one more time to see if, I highly doubt Raven.
He didn't respond.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
thought for sure we
Shit.
wouldn't be able to get out of that town without something going wrong.
Well, we did lay extremely low.
We took the time to lay low.
When that lady finds out that there's a wanted out on a lady in an eye patch, the nosy neighbor, oh, she's gonna have a heyday.
I knew
we're
it.
trouble.
I knew it.
I knew they were trouble when we walked up.
That was probably a fake ranger badge.
Yeah, you guys all load up, load onto a ship, and start heading out for the London arc.
And with that,
And with that, we will see you in the next episode of Devils of the West.
I'm excited for the voices Erickson's going to have to do in this whole
have you been practicing?
Have you seen the? We'll start with the South Park reference. We'll end with them. You guys seen the South Park where Butters goes to like Britain and it's like and like it's and all the British accents from that. Just get ready for all that. Just get ready for those. It's gonna be great. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you in the next one.